Hawkeye fans, welcome back. Well, the Hawkeyes are headed to Nashville, Tennessee for the Music City Bowl. We're going to preview that game, and we have an awesome interview with Jackson Stratton. We can't wait for you to hear that and get to know him a little bit better. We had so much fun chatting with him. Welcome back to Talkin Hawks, presented by Hillsbank.
No matter where you are in life, Hillsbank is here to help you succeed.
Whether you're buying your first house, saving for your child's future, or preparing for retirement, you can count on the people at Hillsbank for the support you need to reach your goals.
It's easy to connect with a banker in person, over the phone, or on hillsbank.com.
Because we believe banking is better through human connection.
Hillsbank is an equal housing lender and FDIC member.
Hello, Matt. What are you typing?
Nothing.
How's it going?
God is good.
How's your Christmas shopping going?
Well, I only have to buy for you. You buy for the rest of the family, so.
No, that's why I asked.
Yeah, I'm 1 for 1, so.
You're already done.
Yeah,
I'm
have to wrap
mad
it.
because we decided we weren't going to do Christmas gifts this year for me and you.
What?
Yeah, and then
Who said that?
We did.
What?
And then you were like, I got you a gift. So now I have to try to find something for you.
You don't have to.
But I don't have any ideas.
Oh,
I know.
it's hard being you.
No, it's hard being you because you're not going to get a gift.
No, that's okay.
No, you are. I just have to figure something out.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Forget about it.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Office reference. Which is probably another reference to another movie. Anyway.
Yeah, it definitely is.
It definitely is.
Do you know, Matthew, what that's a reference to?
The actual movie? I don't.
Yes.
I wish.
Our Jamie isn't. Our Jamie isn't on it today.
Our Jamie malfunctions.
Maddie P.
It's like the worst kind of Alexa. Just kidding, Matthew. Okay. He's not even on camera.
We're just roasting him for no reason.
All right. So Music City Bowl. That's exciting.
Yeah, against the top 20 team.
Honestly, it's a really good bowl game for Iowa to go to. Fans travel really well.
Plenty of bars, plenty of beer, and it's drivable.
And it's drivable. It's from what? Donnie Brasco. Thanks.
It's like there's just a lag as we talk to Maddie P.
Our Wi-Fi is not as good here.
Our FPS is rather low.
No, it'll be fun for everybody going. If we didn't have kids, it would be very fun. It's not really a kid space to be in. But it'll be good. And then obviously people will be able to go down and watch Dallas because he's going to be on Broadway.
That's true.
Perfect opportunity. He better be like
get a twofer
playing at every bar that Thursday leading up. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. He better be everywhere. That's pretty cool.
Let's talk about Mizzou.
Let's talk about Mizzou. Actually, you know what? No. So this is
okay.
No, it's December 13th is when we are recording this. So we've got a little bit of time between now and the bowl game. But I just want to mention this. I did the men's basketball game last night. They played Iowa State, number 3 in the nation. Iowa State is. And they played so freaking well. Iowa did. Like really, really well. They were so fun to watch. So much energy. At no point in the game was I like, oh, they look like they're getting tired. They didn't. Like, they just played really, really well. It was so much fun to watch. The crowd was amazing. And I was just really proud to be a Hawk. I'm not going to lie. Like, I was sad that they didn't win. Obviously, I think they lost by like 5. And that was just in the last like 4.5 minutes that all kind of transpired and whatever. But the entirety of the game, like they led almost the entire game. And they just played so dang well. And I just wanted to give a shout out to the men's basketball team because they played really well.
Cool.
So between now, December 13th, and when this episode comes out, they're going to play a few more games. But
a time or two.
I just wanted to mention that because I had a lot of fun watching them. And I want the Hawkeye fans to get behind them for the entirety of the season, for the rest of the season, especially in Carver, because it's a really fun team to watch and they have some amazing athletes. So just want to throw that out there. And then kudos to the women's team for beating Iowa State. Mm-hmm. That was fantastic as well.
Another close one.
Yeah, another close one, but a great team. Are they 8-1 now? Is that right?
9-1?
8-1, 9-1?
Something like that.
One of the two. Just really fun to watch them continue to succeed after Coach Bluter retired and Jan took over. And it's just been really cool to watch. So I'm excited for the rest of the season and what that looks like for them too. All right. Am I boring you? I see you yawning with your mouth closed.
No.
Okay. Let's talk about Missouri.
Okay.
I don't even think that I've said
Missouri.
that. They're going to what?
Misery.
Oh, that's funny.
Thanks. Thanks, Maddie P.
Okay. So Truman the Tiger is their mascot.
Oh, okay. You're
that
just going to
cute?
come out swinging? Okay.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Okay.
Actually, their website had a pretty good amount of information on Truman.
Okay.
He's 6 foot. It says he's still growing. I don't know why it says that.
They made it a point to leave in. He's still growing.
He said, it says about 6 foot, still growing. His favorite food is, what did it say?
It's not a real tiger, right?
Jayhawk steaks.
Hold on. It's not a real tiger, right?
No, it's not.
Just want to throw that out there for people.
Not a real tiger, but his favorite food is Jayhawk steak. Yeah.
Do you know the reference?
I'm assuming Kansas. Yeah. Are they big rivals?
Well, Missouri and Kansas are right next to each other. And they were when they were in the Big 12, but Missouri's not in the SEC, so.
Okay. Thank you for that. This is me doing the history, Matt. I'm just kidding. Okay. So he got his name. I'll get to that in a second. So the tiger, can you stop? The tiger became the mascot after the Civil War era. Okay. So this is actually kind of interesting. They had Confederate guerrilla bands that were like, not bands like playing music, but like bands of people that were, they used this
Actually,
word.
thank you for clarifying that because I was thinking
Wait, were you
a
at?
bunch of like costumed.
No, you weren't.
I thought it was like a band.
No.
But they were like, for some reason, they were dressed up.
That's so stupid. Why would you think that? Anyway, like guerrilla warfare, Matt. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Anyway, they use
Yeah.
this word. It's theirs, not mine. But they said they were plundering small towns in Missouri.
Okay.
Yeah. Why'd you make that face?
Doing that with a tube would be pretty hard.
That's dumb. That's not funny. Specifically in Columbia, Missouri, and Columbian people.
Okay.
I'm starting to get like mad. Colombian people were like fearing that they were going to be attacked and their houses were going to be robbed, et cetera, because they were just going through all these small towns and like ransacking them. Okay. So they came up with these home guards, like a group of people. They were armed guards that were all around the town of Columbia. Okay. And then they would like keep the people away, keep the Confederate guerrilla bands or whatever you want to call them, band of people away. And eventually, like word spread, and the Confederate soldiers that were like doing that around all those small towns started to like detour around Columbia because they were like afraid of these armed guards that were in that town. And so they gave themselves the name of the Missouri Tigers because they were like on the attack. So when it came to 1890 and the first Missouri football team was created, they decided to name them the Missouri Tigers in honor of the Civil War defenders.
Wow. That's really cool.
It is really cool. I thought it was a really cool story. And then in 1984, they decided to come up with the mascot, like the actual tiger and the logo, etc. And they wanted to come up with a name. So they had the cheerleaders actually do like a contest. And the person that won said that it should be Truman after Missouri native President Harry S. Truman.
Wow.
I know. So much history in that name.
Yeah.
It's actually a way better story than most of them.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, just like some frat guys decided to like come up with it.
Yeah. No, that pays homage.
Absolutely. And then the first mascot appearance by Truman was in 1986. And now he's like super popular. And he won Best Mascot in the Nation in, I want to say it was like 2001 and then again in 2014. Something like that. Yeah. Which is pretty cool. There's a lot of mascots that
This
do
might
that.
be the best like mascot story all season.
It was quick, but it was informative.
Historical.
And it's actually a pretty good mascot. Like he doesn't look too bad, if I remember correctly. Let's see. Mizzou Tiger. Let's see a picture of him. Oh no.
No, he's bad.
He's bad.
Isn't his head wide?
It's like,
Oh, he's sad.
no, yeah, he's like a sad guy. Yeah. Their logo is sweet. They were
Logo's
really
sweet.
good logo.
The
But their
mascot.
guy.
Mascot is like if you took your middle finger in between your eyes and just pulled up.
Also, if you've never done that before, you have to do it. It makes your face look so funny. Yeah. I thought he was way different.
Don't.
That is so funny. I kind of like him. He's kind of endearing. He kind of looks like our dog a little bit. Don't you think? Looks like TJ a little bit.
It's a sad dog.
All right. Well, good story.
Good story.
Lackluster mascot. Kind of cute, though.
That's fair.
Tell me about Missouri, Matt. How's their football team? What's the deal? Are they on their 5th string quarterback or no? Just us?
They're not. They're on their starter. Now, the starter did get hurt for a couple games, and they got blanked by Alabama 34-0 with the backup in. But next game, same quarterback threw for 3 touchdowns, and they won. So
gotcha.
But starter has been there. So they're 9-3. They're currently ranked 19th. We're ranked as high as 6th this season. So they were a top 10 team there for a while. A lot of hype on their quarterback, doing really good. I will preface this by saying that bowl games are kind of hit or miss. And I say that because of who plays and who doesn't.
I know.
Speculation would tell us that Caleb Johnson most likely won't play.
Sure.
He declared for the draft. The next logical step in that would be to not play. If he does, that'd be awesome. Obviously, Hawk fans would be excited. I'm going to plan on if he's not. The other part is defensively, we got a lot of seniors. I haven't heard anything. Expect that they all play. Haven't heard anything else or anything that would contradict that. But again, you never know with this kind of stuff. Because we are 17 days early, 2.5 weeks early, there could be some other stuff that comes out.
Okay.
That being said, Missouri's 9-3, like I said, ranked as high as 6 at one point. Quarterback's pretty good. They don't sling it a ton. Like when I tell you his numbers, he's got 9 touchdowns to 2 picks over all year. Like that just doesn't seem like a very high amount of numbers.
No.
He's thrown for almost 3,000 yards, so they move it, but then their running backs really get the touchdowns. They have 2 main running backs. One guy gets all the yards, one guy gets all the touchdowns. Similar amount of carries, but I think 200 to 300 yards difference in rushing yards, and then like 9 touchdown difference. So they got a goal line guy and a non-goal line guy, essentially. But with that, they're pretty balanced offensively. Do a lot of pistol, a lot of gun, don't go a ton under center, but so that leads to the read option, which the quarterback can scoot a little bit. He's a big kid. And they got 2 main receivers. One guy's got 61 catches, another guy I think has like 55. So those are the 2 that get the ball. They basically know who they need to get the ball to, and then they get it to those people. Pretty good with the football. They're +7 in the turnover ratio, which I think is always a big indicator of how a team plays. Are they disciplined or not? Obviously, top 20 SEC team. You kind of expect that they're going to be disciplined with the football, and they are. So I think offensively, we're gonna see a pretty diverse attack. Again, their quarterback's, I believe, a senior. So does he play? Does he not? I don't know. The guy who backed him up, I mentioned that they got blanked against Alabama. I think that game was 34-0. The starter got hurt in that game. Backup came in, threw 3 interceptions, and then the following game, they had a close one. So they're an SEC team. You kind of expect them to play all the way through. They did. One of their crazier games was against Oklahoma. They were tied at 16 with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter. They fumble it. Oklahoma takes it all the way back for a touchdown. So now they're down a touchdown with 2 minutes to go. They go down, score in less than a minute. So there's 1 minute on the clock. They're tied, I believe, at 23. And then with 17 seconds or 10 seconds or something like that, Oklahoma fumbles, Missouri picks it up and scores. So, and they ended up winning 30-23. So it's a very interesting way to end a game. But also my point is that they play till the end, and the backup quarterback drove them down the field to score with less than a minute against Oklahoma. So pretty well-rounded team. You kind of expected their backups to be good. Jackson Stratton has been really good for us. There's a couple throws here and there that he's missed, but over the course of his body of work, he really does do what they ask him to do. They ask him to hand it off a lot because we got good running backs, but at the same token, the play action game I think has worked well. I'm ready to see a deep ball or 2 on offense. Defensively, what they do is they're kind of multiple. Sometimes they'll have 2 D linemen, sometimes they'll have 3, sometimes they'll have 4. I think their standard is about a 4-3. With a stand-up end, which a lot of teams do. But essentially, it's most of what we see throughout the season. It's not that different, but it is a little multiple in that they can change personnel to match whatever it is their situation is. We kind of had this Raider package where essentially all of our guys kind of stand up and move around so you don't know what gaps they're going to. They don't necessarily do that, but when you bring in different personnel and different body types, one guy's more of a rusher, one guy's more of a stop and the run kind of guy. So they're gonna vary it up a little bit there. They also played quite a bit of man-to-man. I watched the South Carolina game pretty well, and they played a lot of man-to-man in that game. They're not afraid to blitz the corner, not afraid to go press man, so our receivers are going to have to be buttoned up and ready for a street fight on the outside. Reese Vanderzie's been out for a while. I'm cautiously optimistic that he's able to play with this long extended bowl game or bowl prep where they get another 15 practices. It'd be nice to see him again. We haven't seen him for, seems like, half the year.
A really long time.
So hopefully we can get him back. Jacob Gill obviously continues to play well. Dayton Howard's kind of cracked the starting lineup. Jerry Aboui's done well. So excited to see what those guys do. But anytime we go up against press man, it kind of changes things. So we talk about Jackson needing these reps and bowl prep to get the timing down. There's less timing that can happen when it's press coverage, because now I can't just run my route. Now I got to think about how am I going to release? Am I 4 or 5 yards off my spot from where I should be because I got pushed to the sideline, right? Did I inside release and now I'm 5 yards displaced inside? So there's a lot of different things that come into it with press coverage that, although you can get reps in practice when it's routes on air, which is a good start because they're not going to play man the whole game. They're going to play some zone. And in that case, yes, you're able to throw more of your on-time stuff, but we just have to be leery of the fact that when we go into man-to-man, that it might throw off the timing just enough. You're just hoping that they get a lot of man-to-man in practice to prep them for this. Overall, I'm looking forward to a good trip to Nashville. I don't know if anybody else is going to say that they're not playing. As of right now, the only one, and this is an assumption made by me, that Caleb's not going to play. But outside of that, I expect right now that everybody will play, and I think it's going to be a very good football game.
You think so?
I do. I think that we're going to stick to the ground game, but I also think that with this extended time, like you think about the fact that Jackson's played 2.5 games, right? And he didn't get here until summer. Mm-hmm. So he really hasn't had that much time to work the offense. Like you think he's had 2.5 weeks to work the offense.
Yeah. And then also we don't know what Brendan's.
That's true. Yeah. Whether or not Brendan's going to be able to play or not.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because I don't think we ever, and I could be wrong on this, ever got like super clarification on what exactly the injury was.
I think it was an ankle.
Something, exactly. Yeah, but like.
I think it was a high ankle sprain that was lingering for a while.
Understood. So when you're running quarterback, that probably puts a damper on your game
right.
just a little
absolutely.
bit. So with this, like you're saying, extended amount of time, there is a possibility that he could be back. So I guess we'll see on that too.
Do you want to talk about any of the transfer portals? Obviously, we wish the best for those guys that have stepped in, like Cade McNamara. Kind of interesting now. He's going on to his third team, but obviously we wish him the best.
Mm-hmm. That's the different landscape with college football right now. There's that possibility. When you were playing, we were just talking about this the other day. Like you play for, like, let's just say you're playing at Iowa and you're the 4th string quarterback and you're like, okay, well, I don't really see how this is going to work out for me in the next couple of years. I think it's time for me to move on. And you decide to move on and you're likely going to be moving on, very likely, to like a Division II team. Right?
When I was playing, yes.
When you were playing, correct. Moving on to like a Division II team, sitting out a year, and then hoping to play that next, like to think of how much has changed just in a really short amount of time. Because Matt, you're not that old.
Thanks.
Just how much has changed in a really short amount of time and what the landscape looks like now. It's like, well, I guess that's kind of what the transfer portal is for. Like that's kind of the point of it, right? Like
that, along with Marco Lina has also announced he's transferring. So you hope that those guys get an opportunity right now to play. But it is an interesting thing because I think there's merit to sticking it out and seeing what happens. And I also think there's merit to this ain't working out for me. I'm going to go find, as long as I think it's done with the right intention and not just like in, out, in, out, in, out.
Sure.
I just want the stuff. I want all as long as it's done for the right intention, I think that it has a place. It just needs to be governed a little bit better.
Well, yeah, that's fair. That's a fair thing to say for sure. All right. Anything else you want to say about?
No, let's go talk to Jackson.
We do have a fantastic interview with Jackson Stratton coming up. So we hope you stick around for that. What?
As you're getting ready for the bowl game, do they need to go anywhere officially?
Yeah, they do. If you're not heading down to Nashville, which you could take a nonstop flight on Allegiant, you could drive. But if you're not doing either of those things, what you could do and what you should do is go to Big Grove Brewery. They have a location in Solon, which is a really great location. They have a location in Cedar Rapids, Des Moines, and what's the one that I'm always missing?
Iowa City.
Iowa City. Oh my goodness. How did I forget that? Either way, they're the official watch headquarters of the Iowa Hawkeyes. They've got fantastic beer. They've got fantastic food, especially on game days. They do some like special menus and things like that. And it's always just completely packed full of Hawkeye fans. And the entire place turns into, like I said, the watch headquarters of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Whether you're going there for women's basketball, men's basketball, wrestling if it's on TV, or the bowl game, Big Grove Brewery is your place to go. So don't miss out on that opportunity. If you're sticking around Iowa, go hang out with a bunch of other Hawkeye fans at Big Grove. All right, let's get into our interview with Jackson. I can't wait for you guys to listen to this. He's a very interesting cat, and he was just so fun to talk to. Let's do it. Need a new roof, gutter, or siding in Eastern Iowa? Call JB Roofing and Construction, the local and reliable roofer with over 20 years of experience. They do one roof at a time, unlike others who juggle multiple projects and cut corners. They also serve a 45-mile radius around Kelowna and help you with any insurance claims. Don't wait. Call 319-656-ROOF or visit their website, jbroofingkelowna.com, for a free estimate. JB Roofing and Construction, the small town roofer you can trust. Matt, did you know that Iowa City Tire does more than just tires?
Well, yeah. I mean, they've been servicing vehicles in the corridor for like 40 years.
Right, but did you really know that before someone had to tell you?
No.
Check out how they're doing things in a very different way at Iowa City Tire and Service, where service actually comes first.
The Appliance Barn offers a wide range of high-quality appliances at unbeatable prices.
Whether you're in the market for a new refrigerator, dishwasher, or washing machine, they've got you covered.
They also have a delivery and setup department to ensure your appliances get delivered and installed quickly. To find out more, visit appliancebarn.com.
All right, Talkin Hawks fans, I'd like you all to please welcome to the studio Jackson Stratton. Jackson, how's it going?
It's going good. Yeah, how about you guys?
Really good. We didn't even recognize you when you walked in.
Yeah.
A little sad.
Yeah, I chopped it off.
Chop the hair off. What the heck?
Yeah, I just do it after every game or the last game of every season. So
Wait,
It's
really?
a consistent thing.
Oh yeah, every year. Yeah, I'll cut it like once after spring ball, and then I'll let it grow back out for the season, and then cut it off after the season.
So from spring until like November, you grow your hair out?
You save a lot of money on haircuts.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it looks good too. Keep the flow going.
So 3 times a year, that's it.
Hey, you know, it's all you need.
That's wild.
That's funny. You know what you remind me of? You can tell me if I'm wrong. No, it's not bad. You remind me of like and I don't know if you've ever met him or know him, but a taller Spencer Lee.
I've never met him.
Never met him. They have the same vibe. Yeah, they do. I didn't say they look the same. They just have the same characteristics.
Do you know anything about Spencer Lee?
No, I don't know anything.
He was a All-American wrestler at Iowa.
Okay.
And he went to the Olympics.
Yeah, got silver at the Olympics in Paris.
Yeah. Okay.
But you have the same mannerisms as him.
He's also much shorter.
All right. Anyway, back to Jackson. Okay, so where are you from, Jackson?
San Diego, California.
San Diego, California.
Yeah.
Are you a surfer?
Yeah. My dad
Really?
was a big surfer back in the day. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
That's actually really
Is it
cool.
a really hard skill to learn?
I would say it's hard to get it, but once you kind of got it, you can figure it out a little bit more. You guys just got to put a lot of time in it at first.
Oh,
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
okay.
Kind of like skiing or snowboarding. I would say if you guys have ever done that,
Mhm.
kind of
Sure.
a little bit more of a learning curve at first. And
I
then,
feel like surfing is really scary to like go out there and do the first time.
I mean, I've never felt that, but I can see how it'd be scary for other people.
Well, I mean, I'm 30 and I'm like, I don't know if I necessarily want to try this now.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. But I mean, yeah, just got to get out there, try new things.
Okay. All right. So growing up in San Diego, so what was your kind of do you have any siblings? I should ask you that first.
Yeah, I have one sister.
One
yeah.
sister, older or
goes-
younger?
She's older. She goes to USC.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Okay. What's she studying there?
Occupational therapy.
Nice.
So kind of, she's doing more concussions right now, but she does like special needs and ex-military people too.
Oh,
for, like,
wow.
PTSD.
Goodness.
So
Wow.
kind of all over the place, but some cool stuff.
That's
Definitely.
really cool.
Wow.
Yeah. She was
Okay.
actually at the UCLA game when I got
Oh.
in at the end, just because she's helping out at UCLA with concussions and stuff, that kind of thing.
My
Oh.
goodness.
Yeah, so
That's
it was
pretty
pretty
cool.
cool. That definitely.
Yeah.
Is that the only
oh.
time she's seen you play so far? I mean,
Yeah,
I know
since-
you've only played a couple games.
since
but-
high school. Yeah, definitely. That was the only time she's seen me play. Yeah.
Oh, man. So
That's
that
really
was
cool.
kind of like stars aligning then.
Is
Very
she a
cool.
lot older?
3 years.
3 years?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Athlete?
No. I mean,
You
she's
don't gotta say
athletic.
it like that. No. No way.
She didn't play in college. Yeah, she was an athlete growing up, but
Gotcha. Did you guys compete at all as far as like athletics and that kind of stuff? Like,
No, not too much. She'd always have me play volleyball with her outside. We
Okay.
lived on the beach, so we go play beach volleyball together.
Golly,
So,
man.
but
Oh, that's really cool. You
Yeah, I
lived
know.
on what beach? Not that I would know any of the beaches, but
Mission Beach.
Mission
It's-
Beach. Okay.
If you ever heard of La Jolla, La Jolla is like the big one. In
I've heard
St.
of La Jolla,
Okay,
but that's
well
it.
then, yeah, so pretty close to there.
That's really cool.
Dang.
Okay. So then you had mentioned, did you mention on the podcast or before we started that your dad is a surfer?
Yeah.
Is that right? Does he still?
Less now,
Okay.
he's kind of more back problems and stuff, but he still gets out there. He can still shred it a little bit. Yeah.
Shred.
Does he have a flow?
Oh yeah, he does have a flow.
Oh.
He's got more of an afro though. He's a little more curly haired. So
Really?
But yeah.
Okay. Nice. So then I'm assuming, taught you how to surf.
Yeah.
Nice. When did you start?
When I was like 6 or 7,
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
Definitely was more of a when your dad like really tries to get you into something, you don't really want to do it too much. So I definitely took the football route a little bit more. But yeah, I'll get out there,
Okay. So did he play football?
Yeah, he did play football.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. My
Understood.
my uncle was more of the athletic one though. He
Okay.
played baseball at U of A.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then what'd your dad do, sports wise?
He just played football and
Just football?
baseball in high school.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then
Nice.
yourself? Obviously football. Anything
yeah,
else?
baseball and basketball.
Baseball.
I played all three.
I should know
yeah.
that quarterbacks always play baseball and they're always pitchers.
Pitcher.
Yeah.
That's fair.
No.
Nate Stanley. Have you met him at all?
I haven't met him, but I've heard of him before.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure you know of him. Was it Nate that had said
It was
like
back to back.
he broke 2 guys' elbows
Back to
pitching?
back in the same game.
Yeah.
Damn, playing
Right.
baseball?
Playing baseball. He was a
Yeah, that's
pitcher.
impressive.
Got him
Yeah.
right there. Boom. And he's like, I felt bad. And then he did it again.
It's like get him off the plate, Congratulate.
Isn't
I'm
that
sure he
insane?
said something like that.
That's
you go.
insane.
That's throwing really hard.
Yeah, no
yeah, you ever
kidding.
throw some gas to do that?
Were you
I'm
a
a-
good pitcher?
Yeah, I was a pitcher.
I mean, were you a good pitcher?
oh yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
What'd you have? What'd you have in your arsenal?
slider. That's it. It's heat and slider.
If Jackson, if you're throwing gas, what's gas to Jackson Stratton?
90s,
Okay.
if I'm getting up there in the 90s. I mean, I wasn't throwing 90 like 95 or anything. If I might have been playing baseball if I was doing that, but
I mean, early, like low 90s is still, that's gas.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. Did you bat? Were you
yeah.
Okay.
I hit too.
you hit?
No.
That's probably a better way to say it. Not did you bat? I don't know why I said it like that.
No, I like the way you're phrasing these.
Yeah, thanks.
Make us both look good.
What was what's the number that you're looking for? Your ERA?
ERA as a pitcher. Yeah.
No.
Average?
Do you know
Your
what
batting
ERA
average.
Batting average is when you hit. Hold on. We got
That's what I'm
real quick.
asking.
You know what
asking your
ERA
bet.
stands for?
No, I don't.
Earned run average. It's
Okay.
basically how many runs you give up per 9 innings.
Yep.
Gotcha. See, I'm just
Trying
learning
to get
every
you
day,
cultured.
Jackson. I know. What was your batting average? That's what I was going for.
Low 300s.
What do you think is good?
That's actually good, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
What it is.
Yeah.
For
Basi-
high school, you maybe bump them up a little bit more than the pros. So it was kind of average for high school, but it was
Okay.
all right.
Did you play all the way through your high school career?
No, I graduated early from high school, so I actually couldn't end up playing my senior year. Basketball or baseball my senior year.
Because you graduated in winter?
Yeah, I graduated winter.
Interesting.
Why'd you do that?
I went to Colorado State early enroll.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Before we go to Colorado State, let's talk about the recruiting process. So, what was that like for you coming out of San Diego?
It was
Surfer dude.
pretty wild, honestly. Like I got a lot of offers in my junior year, and my big one I got was UW, and I committed there pretty early.
I'm assuming University of Washington.
Washington, yeah. Sorry, my bad.
Well,
But,
not everybody's gonna. I kind of pictured the coast when
Yeah,
you said
yeah.
it, but I just want to make sure everybody
Mostly
knows.
me. I needed that clarification.
Sure.
Yeah,
yeah, but I was committed there pretty much all my junior year, going into senior year, all senior year too, and then like about a week before signing day, they fired their head coach, and the new coach came in was actually Kalen DeBoer, Alabama coach right now.
Yeah,
He was just like, we don't really have a spot for you right now, and so I kind
they
of
took the Scully.
Yeah, they took the Scully right before I was about to go. Like, if it was like a week later, I would have been going to Washington. So then I was kind of scrambling, and a lot of the offers I had were like, dude, we got guys.
We
now.
filled it. Yeah.
Yeah, we filled the position. So
Oh,
I ended
man.
up talking to guys at Colorado State, and they're like, yeah, we still got a spot for you. So just ended up signing there. And I was actually there like 3 weeks later after I signed. So within 4 weeks, I was committed at Colorado State.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, so aside from Washington, what were some other like bigger name schools that were recruiting you out of high school?
Arizona State,
Okay.
San Diego State, Arizona, a lot of the Pac-12 schools. No SEC or Big Ten or anything like that, but just Pac-12 schools in Mountain West.
Okay. Do they really recruit out like Big Ten? Do they recruit a lot out there?
Well, I mean, Spencer's from California. Deuce Hogan was from California.
Yeah.
Like
I don't-
Deacon Hill was in California. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
So they do a little bit, yeah.
A little bit. Okay.
Did you go to like relatively speaking, did you go to a big school
It was like 900 kids
in your class?
in a whole high school.
Okay, that's smaller than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I went to a smaller school in San Diego. So we were like Division 3. So it starts at 1 is the best.
Mm.
Okay.
So we have 1. Yes, we were like the 3rd division. So we were probably mid
Out of
5.
5.
So we were dead middle of the pack.
So we were going
Got
to
it.
flip that. 6A would be Division 1. 5A
Okay.
would be Division 2.
Oh, here. You're saying?
Here. Yeah, because we go up to, well, I'm from South Dakota. We only went up to 2A when I was there.
Yeah,
It was A and
for
2A.
sure.
That's it. Well, 9, B, and B, but those are really, really small schools. So it's always interesting to hear. Was it a private school or public school?
Public school.
Gotcha.
Uh,
Start all 4 years? Or 3?
Started, you could say, I started 3 years and then like the last 4 games my freshman year.
Dang.
Okay. Were you
That's wild.
were you a skateboarder?
No, I was
Really?
not a big skateboarder. I mean, I can. I can go out there but I was
You're
trying
not
to get
shredding?
hurt. What's up?
You're not
I
shredding?
wasn't shredded, no. But I wasn't really trying to get hurt, and I just wasn't that into skateboarding, especially at like the parks and the ramps. It's scary looking down there. Like at some of those dudes, you watch what they do, you're like, I'm good. You can do that.
I just watched
Right.
my son go down the sidewalk and I'm already scared.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, for
You
sure.
can imagine
Right.
like looking down a ramp.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, no kidding. What other kind of stuff did you guys do for fun aside from like surfing? Like living on the beach had to have been just like the best time.
I would just go to the beach, kind of just hang out like after school. Like sometimes before the games, I would go swimming, just kind of loosen up, after
That's
school.
so wild.
Because our school was, from our stadium, you can look straight down on the water. And so we were
That's really cool.
less than a half mile from the water. So you can, and I lived on the beach too. So
Mhm.
I was always just water stuff all the time.
That's really, really cool.
That is
That
definitely
is-
not a story we hear much in the Midwest.
Yeah.
No, pretty much never. I don't think you really want to like swim before a game living here.
Yeah, no.
Probably not your best idea. Okay, so Colorado State, how long were you there?
2 years because I transferred right after the season last year, and I graduated early. So yeah, exactly 2 years.
What was that experience like being there?
It was good experience.
Yeah.
Our offensive coordinator was Matt Mummy, and his dad Hal Mummy invented the air raid with I'm forgetting his name right now. Texas Tech and Washington State coach for a long time.
Oh, Mike Leach.
Mike Leach. Yeah, but he worked with him and created the air raid. So it was just we were always throwing the ball in practice all day. So it was a good experience, But yeah,
Dang.
So you really went from California to air raid to Midwest to pro style.
hey, all over the place. It's just
that's definitely a shift. So you enter the transfer portal, and we've had some guys on that have talked about the transfer portal,
Yeah.
and they say that it's just bonkers.
yeah. That's a good way to put it. Pretty much, it's just crazy.
Like, is it as soon as you enter, like coach is just hitting you up, or what? Like, how exactly does that work?
That was not my experience, but I had a couple coaches hit me up early.
Sure.
But I had a big lull, like where I was just not getting anything, and I was just trying to keep my head out of that, just because I didn't really know what I was going to do if I wasn't playing football. So I just kept working, just throwing every day. I actually ended up finding a coach that he does like pro day stuff called his name's George Whitfield.
Okay.
But he was he lives in San Diego, so I would just work out with him every day, just try to get receivers to come play catch and stuff. But
Dang.
it ended up working out. I got some small like D1 AA schools, Utah Tech and like Abilene Christian and stuff.
Okay, sure.
But then when Coach Lester called, I was like, yeah, I'll take a walk on right now. I'll be on a flight tomorrow. But
Dang. I mean, that you think about like being in San Diego, being in California, you've got to have a decent amount of people around that do that kind of stuff, right?
yeah, 100%.
Like that's got to be kind of a hot spot for big names to come and work out.
Definitely. Yeah. There's people, the OSU quarterback, Alan Bowman,
Oh yeah.
he was down there working out. I was working out with him and his receivers too. Like there's just a lot
Dang.
of guys that come in, especially just because of all the coaches that are down there, that
Sure.
quarterback coaches especially is kind of.
And I mean, it's a hot spot for athletes coming out of high school, right? Like California,
Yeah.
Texas, Florida. Like these
Definitely.
are schools or states that you think a ton of people. And part of it is you just got a ton of people there.
Yeah.
But that's also where the athletic kids are.
Yeah. No, for sure.
But
Definitely.
to go there, so how does how does the first conversation with Lester, like, how does that go?
I thought he was just a cool dude. I mean, he just loves football. That's one thing I've noted. Like, he's always talking about.
Well, he's
football.
always going like this whenever the camera pans to him.
I'll
They'll be like, "Oh, Coach Lester, his first year at Iowa," and he's always up there like this. In the
Yes.
booth.
No, the
Like,
best
he's just
part.
calm, cool, collected.
Okay,
Yes,
for
yeah.
sure.
He always just seems, when they pan up to him. And there was actually, he called a really good play. I can't remember what game.
Oh,
we were
I think it was
watching.
Minnesota.
He called a really good play. Super successful. And they like show him up. They're like, oh, new offensive coordinator, Tim Lester. And he's like, does that takes a little drink. And it just looked like he was like, yeah, I just did.
That's
I just
awesome.
called a great play. We were
Yes.
laughing so hard. It was
Yes,
really
I
cool.
think it was at Minnesota. It was like the cutback that Caleb Johnson scored on.
Oh, okay.
But,
yeah.
it was
I
like
remember that play.
third and 8, and nobody runs the ball. And then
Yeah.
Mhm.
really cool.
What has that been like being able to kind of forge that relationship with him coming in? And obviously now you're starting these last
I mean,
few
it's
games.
been awesome. I mean, he's a great guy. I mean, he's always just. I mean, his only concern is just helping us get better.
Mhm.
So, and that's a really cool thing as a coach. Just he doesn't really seem to get too distracted by outside things. He's all about football and helping us, and
Yeah.
just telling us what he sees because he's seen a lot of football and helped a lot of quarterbacks. So,
Right.
Sure.
I mean, he's just been a great help for me.
He seems
far.
like he's really like straightforward too, like really
yeah.
blunt.
I really like that too.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, I'm not really like, I don't really want to have to like beat around the bush and kind of see
Sure.
see where I'm at. And he's like, he'll tell you straight up, like, you did really bad on that play, or that was a great job. Like,
Mhm.
that's exactly what you want you to do. So it's nice to just have that direct feedback.
Right.
I'm sorry.
No.
go ahead.
I was just going to say with that kind of stuff, I don't take criticism very well. I know you wouldn't say
She
that.
doesn't at all. Not that I would criticize her.
No, there's nothing to criticize, Jackson. No. But my question, like, have you had to kind of, I guess, over the years of being a quarterback, like in high school and then coming out of high school, going into college, like kind of learned how to take constructive criticism? Or is that just something that comes natural to you of like, no, I'm good with it kind of thing?
I mean, it definitely comes natural to me just because, I mean, I've kind of grown up just playing football, and that's kind of something you have to be. You have to be
Sure.
coachable. You have to take constructive criticism all the time. And I kind of had a tough high school coach too, so he was a big yeller guy, and it honestly helped me a lot just because you gotta get past the yelling and just listen to what he's actually saying. And you're
Sure.
like, same thing with all coaches, in my opinion. Like when they're yelling at you, it's like just listen to what they're saying and not how they're saying it, and kind of
Sure.
just take in the coaching and fix it next time.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest difference when you think about like being able to take coaching that's not personal.
Yeah.
Like, you're trash, but just at this one thing. It's not you as a person. It's your technique on this was trash.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
fix it.
Yeah.
And then you go put the work in to fix it. See, she's laughing because she take that personally. But I mean, that's exactly how you get better, though.
If you fix it, you don't get yelled at. So
Correct.
it's like
The worst part that I always used to think is like, you get yelled at on the practice field, right? So if I run the wrong route or something, which
Yeah.
never happened, but if I ran the wrong route, get yelled at on the field. And then you got to go watch tape and get yelled at again. Like, I
Yeah.
already got it. Like, I understood the assignment after.
No, you definitely got to get used to that. Because I mean, I'll go to the film room after you just got ripped. It's the worst.
You know it's gonna happen
Yeah,
again.
you're like, and it's worse in film. It's way worse in film, just because you're like,
It's so quiet. Yes.
Gotta eat that one. But
Well, the best part, like, and I don't know how Lester runs his meetings, but BK was my receivers coach.
Mhm.
And so, like, if you did something wrong, he wouldn't say anything. He'd just circle you in the red dot or with the laser pointer, and then he'd play, rewind, play, rewind. And it's so
that's the
quiet.
worst.
And then he just,
It's okay.
as he's rewinding it, and then he'll just go to the next play. Like, he's not going to say anything. You just have to sit there in silence.
That's almost
Like,
worse.
I
I was gonna say
Yeah.
Lester lets you know. Like he's like
Right.
he'll let you know exactly what you did
I
wrong.
mean,
in
it
the
depended
meeting,
on what
but-
kind of mood BK was in. If
Yeah,
he was in
okay.
one of those, like, he got yelled at because we did poorly, then
Yeah.
he's going to let us know.
Mm.
But if, like, it was a pretty good day, he'll just do that to mess with us.
Yeah. That's pretty funny. Actually, I like that.
Oh man. Okay. So coming to Iowa, what was obviously, I mean, between Colorado and Iowa, I don't know that there's like a ton of difference between the two as far as like San Diego and San Diego and Colorado or San Diego and Iowa. Like that's a big discrepancy as
Yeah.
far as like weather, maybe some culture differences, that kind of stuff. But coming to Iowa, like what was kind of your first impression when you got here?
I actually thought it was like my first impression was it was very similar to Fort Collins, Colorado. Just
Yeah.
like the city, like the way the city's set up, except there's the mountains there, and there's a way bigger bar scene here. Those are the only two kind of things that
We got to even it out, right? We don't have mountains to look at. We might as well just go to the bar.
Yeah, but besides those two things, I thought it was very similar town, very similar people. I mean, obviously, people here are a lot more into football. Like, they
you got
football.
the Broncos out there, right? Like, there's nothing here.
Yeah,
it's us and the Cyclones, and that's basically it. I mean, you and I, the Panthers as well, but basically just the Hawks.
But I feel even out here, I just feel like people, or compared to like California and Colorado, the two places I've been, people just care a lot more about football here, and they're very more like diehard fans, and I think that's awesome. Like, if I take an Uber or anything, like the guy knows every quarterback for the last like 20 years that's played here, and you're like, damn, that's dedication
so
to the game right there. That's
so true. I didn't even think about that.
That's where you're getting your quarterback history, is your Uber driver.
Honestly, yeah, a lot of it. Not totally, but
Did you have any Iowa connection prior to coming here?
I mean, I didn't know anyone on staff or anything, but CJ Beathard, he played. We talked about this before, but
off air.
Yeah,
Right.
sorry, but CJ Beathard, he played here, and his grandpa and my grandpa were like best friends, like in college and growing up and stuff. So that was kind of cool connection.
That is so crazy. And so, did you talk to
So
CJ
wild.
before you got here?
Yeah, I didn't talk to him too much, but called him one time and shot me a text and stuff, because I mean, I know he's busy
Playing for the Jags.
Yeah, exactly. Doing big things. But no, it was cool to just hear from him and talk to him a little bit, but definitely.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That is just like, that's the weirdest connection I think ever. Like, totally unexpected.
Yeah, for sure.
Locally owned and operated, Performance is a full-service restoration company serving Eastern Iowa.
As an IICRC certified firm, their multi-licensed technicians have decades of experience in water, mold, and fire mitigation. Whether it's your home or business, this is the team you want in a time of need. Performance Restoration, 319-626-2292.
Hey, Hawk fans, looking for the perfect spot to fuel up before or celebrate after a Hawkeye win? Look no further than Marquee Pizzeria, located in the vibrant Iowa River Landing.
Their wood-fired pizzas have truly changed the pizza game.
Whether you're cheering on the Hawkeyes or just searching for a delicious meal, Marquee Pizzeria is the place to be. Swing by and experience the best pizza in Iowa. Go Hawks.
When it comes to keeping our home comfortable, we trust only the best. Loudon Plumbing and Heating. Whether it's fixing a leaky sink, keeping the house cool, or making sure the furnace runs smoothly in winter, Loudon Plumbing and Heating is our go-to. For reliable service, trust the corridor's best. Loudon Plumbing and Heating.
Looking to make a splash online in Eastern Iowa? Digital Boost is your local go-to digital marketing agency. They help local businesses connect with their ideal customers online.
Digital Boost has a diverse client base, ranging from small businesses to industry leaders, including well-known brands like DNR Pest Control and Advanced Millwork.
Visit their website at www.digitalboostia.com to learn more or contact them for a free in-person consultation.
So you said that, off air, you said that so your grandpa and his grandpa played at Cal Poly, is that right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Played football?
Football.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, to have that kind of deep connection, or like to be good friends, I should say, and then to have CJ reach out, I think it's just unbelievable. And then all of a sudden you're here playing, you got the flow just like he did.
Well, did.
Right?
Yeah.
Not anymore, but yeah.
No. But 2015, he cut it, right?
Yeah.
It was before 2015, he cut it.
One of my friends actually showed me like some meme of like CJ and me next to each other that somebody posted on like Twitter or something. And it's like, good quarterback's got the flow. And I was like, that's sweet. I like that.
I will say he looked a lot better when he cut it. You know, it might be a hot topic, but that's,
okay.
that's how I feel.
So what do you
I
think?
was looking
Should I
forward.
keep the flow or keep it short?
Well, I was looking forward to seeing the flow in person. You can't grade at anything coming
That's
out of a
true.
helmet, you know, like
That's
you're not
true.
Clay Matthews, right? I can't
Yeah.
state that. But one of the things that, and I think it's kind of interesting, I wouldn't necessarily say that you're like the running quarterback like Brendan Sullivan appeared to be before he got injured, but you got some moves.
Yeah.
And the one play that I'm thinking of, it was UCLA, it was third down. You scrambled for like 10 yards. Drew Stephen gets hit on the field goal. So then we actually turned that into a touchdown. I think he hit Jacob Gill on a double post and then ran it. I bring that up because CJ also wasn't like the most athletic looking dude. And I still don't know how his body moved the way he did.
Matt, you can't say that.
I can say I played with him. But he would just make people miss all the time.
Pocket mobile, you know?
Pocket mobile.
Pocket mobile. That's the word right there. You
I
know,
like
you're not the
that.
fastest dude in the world, but you know how to make people miss, you know? Use your offensive linemen to get in between them and
Yes.
stuff and just try to find a way to get the ball off.
But people would miss him. You got to go back and watch the highlights. People would miss him in the open field, and I'm still scratching my head how they missed.
Kind of like some Mahomes stuff where you're like, are they even trying to tackle him?
No, that's real. That's real.
So,
But you know, like you watch somebody like cut like in open field and you're like, oh man, that was a really good juke or whatever. Like he almost like moved like this. It was like kind of like Gumby
It's like his
a little
half,
bit.
like his top half stayed there while his lower body moved.
Yeah.
he's got the wiggle.
You know, it's the wiggle. We're gonna have to patent that.
Yeah.
The wiggle.
You're gonna have to nail that.
We got it, but for real, you got to look up some of his, like his run against Iowa State 2015. We were backed up. He does a play action, rolls out. Like 6 guys miss him, and I still don't know how. Like guys just running by, and like their forearm is hitting his gut because it stayed there, but his legs are somewhere else. He runs through it. That and there was a big run against Minnesota, but now I'm getting off track. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, a little bit.
Sorry. Get excited.
Okay, so we'd be remiss without hopping into obviously the crazy year that this has been. I mean, you kind of got thrown into the fire, which I mean, you just got to stay ready when you're right, like a backup quarterback at any point.
100%.
Okay, so I have a question. I'd really love to clear the air about this because before, like, the game that you came in, I think it was the following game. The commentators were like, "Yeah, he had been practicing as a linebacker."
Yeah,
weeks
that's
before
not true.
So, and I had seen like someone on Twitter was like, "Yeah, that actually wasn't true. That's not true."
No.
So you'd
No.
always been practicing as a quarterback.
Yeah. I was on scout team, but I was always practicing as a quarterback.
That's hilarious. I wonder
Yeah.
where they got that information.
I think it's because the guy after me was the scout team safety. Or no, he is a safety, but he got moved up to play quarterback because he played it in high school. So I thought maybe they got me and him mixed up a little bit, but I don't know.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
So like, how do you just pull that out of nowhere? Like that is so interesting. Because I'm pretty sure, because it was just circulating and I'm pretty sure on the podcast, we said it. Sorry. We totally
Don't clip that, Matthew.
Yeah, we don't deserve deserve
it's all
it.
good.
That's insane. Well, I'm glad you were just like, continued playing quarterback and we didn't have some like linebacker coming in playing.
I was thinking it was dope if he was going from linebacker to quarterback. But no, it adds more validity to your ability to come in and play right away because of that.
Yeah.
But so you take the walk-on opportunity. I'm going to back up here. Walk-on opportunity from Leicester. What's your expectation going into the season? Or did you have any?
I mean, it's kind of hard to have any expectations when you're coming in. Like, obviously, I know what I can do, and I was confident myself coming in, but I wasn't really expecting to come out. Obviously, wasn't expecting to come out and start the first game and stuff. So I was just like, all right, you're planning for the future. So if anything happens to the quarterbacks like this year, you got to stay ready and then just keep working and get better at the offense. Because, I mean, I've had before the times I got in, I had like 2 weeks of practice, like with actual ones. And then in fall camp, it's obviously Caden slowly getting most of the reps and stuff. So you don't really have you kind of just got to work off what you see and not really what you've practiced. So that was kind of a challenge for me a little bit, but no, I thought it ended up going pretty well.
Oh yeah, we thought it was great when you stepped in.
Yeah.
You kind of talked to something that I think is really important, especially for young athletes out there, is like the mental reps and the importance
100%.
of mental reps.
Yeah.
Can you talk? So you kind of mentioned it a little bit, but can you go a little deeper into how you do a mental rep if you're not actually on the field?
Yeah. So I mean, as a quarterback, they always tell you to get off the field, like all the players, but I try to stand right behind the camera and just watch everything that's happening on like every play. Because if you're not in the play and not learning from experience, you have to be learning from watching. And so like in practice, if
well, like do you go through your normal keys? So like, let's say it's I'm not gonna. These are my words, not Jackson's words. Of like, all right, I checked the strong safety, I checked the free, I checked the front. Like these are the 3 things that I'm always looking for. So if I'm not in, are you checking your same keys?
Oh yeah.
And like looking through, okay, I know the pass progression. I know it's 1, 2, 3. Based on what I'm seeing, ball should go here.
Yeah, exactly. You're just looking at coverage, just looking at what our concept is. We have some progression reads, some like coverage reads.
Sure.
So progression, just if anyone doesn't know, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just straight through the progression. And then coverage is like try to feel out what coverage it is, and then
some adjustments are made on.
Some adjustments are
that.
made. Yeah. Some maybe people change their routes, or you're just cutting out a route completely. Like you're not even looking at that. You're just starting from somewhere else. But no, definitely that, and just staying in the film room. I mean, Keller, I've talked about this in other interviews, but Keller Chris, their analyst, I've just spent a lot of time with him because obviously Lester's super busy and he's working with the guys that are going to be going in the game. So, but just working with the analyst too, just watching a ton of film with him helped a lot.
Dang. Sounds
Wow.
like you have a lot of time around the complex. What are you studying?
Business.
Okay.
Well, that's kind of an entrepreneur thing. You just kind of work when you need to.
Yeah.
exactly.
That makes sense. When you're watching on the sideline, I feel like I'd be watching on the sideline and be like doing the mental reps. And then if they didn't do something I wouldn't do, I'd be like, that is not what I've done. What I've done in that situation.
It's so easy to third string quarterback or
100%,
whatever
yeah.
it's called, but yeah.
What do they call it? Couch quarterback?
Yeah. Armchair quarterback.
Armchair. There it is. Armchair
Yeah.
quarterback.
Armchair
Yes.
quarterback. That's
Yeah.
what it is. Yeah. Like, man, I would never have done that. Just like walk away from it.
It's a very
But then-
common feeling, I feel like,
Yeah.
across the board for a lot of people. They're like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
You're
Yes.
like,
Well, this is what I'm waiting for, and I'm hoping that at some point it gets like actually integrated into the game. But I don't know how much you know, like Mike McDaniel and Tua.
yeah.
They
Mhm.
put the GoPro on Tua's helmet. Have you seen this?
No, I haven't seen that.
So they put a GoPro onto his helmet, which you can't always see because his eyes can move without the camera.
Yeah.
But then Mike McDaniel will go back and watch the tape and see what Tua's looking at.
Oh, okay.
Like,
That's awesome.
I don't think people understand. It's so much harder to see from your position than
yeah.
it is like from the side. Like, oh, he's wide open. It's like maybe he can't see
Yeah.
anything.
I was talking to my sister actually came to the last game against Nebraska, and she was like, this guy was wide open. Like, and I'm like, you're looking at it from all the way up here.
Yeah.
And I got 7, 6, like 8 guys in front of me.
Yeah.
that
But,
are all
no.
like over 6 foot or over 6'2" that you're like,
Yeah. No, but
oh.
I mean, you just gotta figure it out, honestly.
Mhm.
Well, and that's where the reps come in, right? Like, okay,
Yeah.
I know that, like one of the things that CJ was really good at is he'd stare down the middle, but he knew this part of his drop back, this route will be open. And that
Yeah.
just comes with reps, which
Yeah, 100%.
bye week, I know most guys get the time off, but you probably were humming in the bye week.
Oh yeah, I didn't really want the time. I mean, everyone else wanted the time off just because they've been. I mean, those guys have
They
been
getting their bodies
playing
beat all-
physical football for a long time. But I'm just coming in fresh, and I'm like, all right, I need to get as much reps as possible. So it was kind of a good little balance of just trying to get as much reps as possible while keeping everybody fresh.
It's nice to see like it's kind of a refreshing thing when you hear about bye weeks, which this is a unique, I've never seen a 2 bye week season because you
Yeah.
guys played in week 0, but you think about bye week and then bowl prep. A lot of times on the podcast, we'll talk about like, okay, who's going to step up, like fall camp,
Yeah.
even like who's going to show up that, maybe we haven't heard of before, but it's nice to know that like you got your shot and then you're still getting all these extra reps. And what does that look like moving forward? Because you've got an extra 15 practices under your belt
Mhm.
or because you got an extra 8 practices from the 2 bye weeks,
No, I think those practices help so much. Like, especially the bye week ones, like you talked about, and then these bowl prep ones have been big. I mean, we haven't gotten through a lot of them yet, probably like 3, 4 in right now, but I think we've been throwing the ball a lot in practice, just trying to get more reps throwing the ball.
right? And you got to get the timing down, all that kind of
Timing
stuff.
down, exactly.
Especially with the amount of receivers that I've seen filter in.
Yeah. And with me, especially, just like, let's just talk about like trusting my feet. When you're on your second hitch, it's plays done. You got to get to your back, got to get to your check downs and stuff. So just getting my feet right and just trusting the offense has been big.
It's one thing that I think Marco might have brought it up when he was in here, talking about the cadence. Did you have to learn how to say it like Brendan? Like say
Oh, I didn't
say
even
the
think
play?
about that. Yeah. So like when,
Or not really.
Like say it like him, or just say the cadence in general.
Like him.
Oh no, I mean, I feel like, it's the
because
same
you can't
cadence.
you can't have the lineman jump.
Yeah, you
they're
can have
used
lineman
to
jump.
a-
So, but I mean, we all have a little bit different way. I feel like we say it. I mean,
You got a surfer dude kind of.
I don't know about that.
Actually do it?
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I asked some of the linemen about that one, but I feel like, we all say it a little bit differently, but it's all generally the same. I mean,
Sure.
Okay, so then you come in that first play. Where is going through your head?
Oh,
Like
UCLA, you're
where,
in.
where were you at
I was
mentally?
you got to execute, try to get out of here with the win, just try to score the ball right now.
If this
But,
dude isn't already ingrained in the Iowa program, I don't know what is.
Right.
that's one thing I try not to be very, like, when you're super nervous out there, you're not doing what you need to do. I mean, for me personally, I don't know if it's like that for everyone. Maybe someone can play really good when they're super nervous, but if I'm super nervous, I'm kind of jumpy back there. And there was a couple plays like that in the game where I was kind of just jumpy with my feet. And but yeah, I just try to stay as calm as possible, when I'm back there. So that was kind of my main thing when I was going out there. Just try to stay calm and just go through your reads.
How do you do that? How do you stay calm?
Just breathe, just try not to, like, I don't know. That's actually a hard question. I don't know. Just kind of, it's kind of a mindset, I guess. Just,
I suppose.
yeah, just.
That just has to be, I just cannot fathom that. I would have to have some kind of like mental exercise of like how to calm down in that situation. Because that's not, you didn't come into the season expecting that, right? Like Cade goes down, Brennan goes down, Marco gets injured. Like,
Yeah,
kind of
that's
forgot that Marco
crazy.
broke his thumb.
yeah. I mean, I wasn't expecting that, but again, just staying ready, especially after Cade went down and Marco went down in practice. You're like, all right, I'm next man up. So just got to be ready.
Yeah. So then that week, I mean, your name came on the scene. All of a sudden, Coach Ferentz is talking about you,
Yeah.
right? Like in his press conference. And he's like, yeah, not a lot of you know Jackson. Like, this is our
Yeah.
third, fourth string guy, like kind of introducing you to everybody. What was that process like getting out in front of the media? Just like, I mean, just everything just kind of like got strung onto you, you know?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I
Yeah.
mean, we lost the game, so I was kind of still a little bit pissed about that one. But
Sure.
but no, it was definitely cool, like talking to the media and stuff. I feel like I'm not the best at it, but
You're doing
Maybe-
great right now.
you know,
Jackson.
hey, get a little better every day, you know. But no, I thought it was super cool.
Dang. And you weren't nervous about that either.
Nah, not about the media stuff. Nah.
Did you look on like Twitter, X, whatever? Did you look on there at all? Everybody like, who's this guy?
No, I don't really go on social media. Actually,
No?
I'm not
Okay.
really big on it. But
Smart.
a lot of my friends, or I have Snapchat though. I would like
Okay.
just to talk to my friends, and they're all sending me stuff. Like they sent me the Logan Jones when he was like he said Jackson feels good under center. Like,
Yeah.
in the media, I got that from like 20 people. They're like, oh really? I was like, I thought that was so funny.
That's great. That's great.
Okay. I don't think that I saw that one. But
Yeah, he did it in the indoor, right? I think it was in the
Yeah,
other facility. Yeah. I'm dying.
That's very funny. That's a foot and mouth moment. A little bit.
Or there was like some WWE guy, and he's like, it's like, all right, it's go time or something. There was like a meme of like him and with like me in the background, There's fifth string walk on quarterback. There's some stuff like that. I thought was so funny.
I'm glad you're able to see it with a little.
Oh yeah,
humor
I mean,
to it.
yeah, it's all pretty funny stuff. I mean,
Yeah. I don't think anybody was saying anything mean about you though. It seemed like you were
I didn't
received
see any of it.
well.
I mean, probably more
It's
funny
just-
stuff than
Yes.
mean, but yeah.
Right. It just seemed like you were received really well because the thing was, and I had brought this up too. I don't know, like maybe the second game that you had started or something. And I was like, in that position, you kind of have to go out there of like, I don't really have anything to lose other than the game, but like, I don't really have anything to lose. Like I might
Yeah.
as well just like go out and play and like do my best to win, which just sounds like that's exactly where you were at,
That's,
you know?
yeah, that's a pretty good way of putting it.
Yeah.
Like going to a game, it's like, all right, you're walk-on quarterback coming in here, like you have nothing to lose, just go out there and play your best. And I mean, especially in the Maryland game when you could rush for like 270 yards, it makes my job a lot easier. So
Right.
That's
that
fair.
was pretty, yeah.
Yeah.
Some good throws in there mixed in,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Honestly, though, I think when everything went down, like when I say everything, I mean all of our quarterbacks went down.
Jeez.
I mean, I think honestly, everybody was kind of in this spot of like, well, I guess we'll see what happens. And I think from what I've seen and from our conversations, like everyone was very pleasantly surprised with your performance. Did you feel that way? Do you feel that way about how this last half of the season has gone?
I wasn't most pleased with my performance personally. I don't
Well-
really look at a lot of social media, so I don't know what they were all saying.
Sure.
But especially in the Nebraska game, I definitely felt like I could have played a little bit
Mhm.
better. But you know, like actually talked with coach after the game, and he's like, "Well, when you come out with, it's good to learn lessons in a lot or in a win,
Yes.
you know. So when
Absolutely.
you're coming out starting 2 games and winning both of them, it's always good to learn lessons from those rather than going 0-2.
Undefeated in starts.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. You're 2-0 and starting
Hey,
games.
you know.
Huh?
So
Not a bad stat line.
yeah, yeah.
Well, we're recording this right now. It's December 13th. So we're a little ways out from the bowl game. This is going to come out like right before the bowl game.
Okay.
And so you've got quite a bit of time between now and then obviously all these practices
Yeah.
before you guys head down to Nashville. Have you been to Nashville before?
No,
No.
I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah. Before I came here, Colorado was the farthest east I've gone. So
Okay.
Hmm.
Well, it's really fun. I don't
Yeah.
know what they do for like bowl activities and stuff like that, but I think you're gonna enjoy it.
I don't know either. I haven't been to a bowl game yet, so in
Oh.
college. So this is my first time too. So
Dang, yeah, you're gonna have a lot of fun.
It's a good time.
Yeah, it should be super fun. Definitely.
And they play in the Titan Stadium. Is that right?
I believe so, yes.
What is
Yeah.
that? What stadium is that? Do you know?
The tennis.
Nissan?
That's what I was gonna say.
Might be Nissan.
That sounds right.
Nice. I didn't want to sound dumb for like the
Oh, so
fifth
you're going to let
time.
Jackson take the fall if it's not Nissan?
No, that's
Playing in NFL stadiums are always really cool
Yeah, no.
because the locker rooms are huge.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Okay.
you think about like Maryland, that's the first one that comes to mind where it's like super tight.
Oh yeah.
Like all the 08,
that locker room was pretty rough.
they're bad.
Yeah.
But you go to an NFL stadium and it's like
It's
like the
space?
size of this room is one locker.
No way. All right.
And that's a little
well,
that's a little big. But it's
Yeah,
like
it's a
you
little
get
obnoxious.
legitimate ample size.
no, that'll be cool. Definitely.
Sweet. Well,
Hold on.
What?
Just because I've been thinking this since you got
Yeah.
here. With a name like Jackson Stratton, the flow, the beard, what kind of car do you drive?
I got an Alfa Romeo.
excuse me.
Yeah.
What is that?
some Italian car?
What's it?
Can you
Can you
Google
spell it? I just am really curious.
ALF or PHA
Okay.
and then Romeo. Romeo.
Whoa, this is like a fancy car. This is a fancy car.
A little bit.
Oh my.
Oh, this is not what we
That
expected.
is not what I expected. I
What were you
expect
expecting?
I mean this in the nicest way.
All right.
Oh.
No. I want to hear it.
With the long hair and everything, I was like, all right, this dude's gonna roll up in a truck that's been rusted out for a little bit too long. And that squeaks on the way in with the
Matt.
brakes.
So that was my car before that.
It was.
Yeah.
Really?
I knew I wasn't that
Did you,
far
yeah,
off.
Ford Ranger? You ever heard of that? It was a 2000 Ford Ranger.
Hey, I knew I wasn't that far
Now I have
off.
to look that up. Nice. Yeah.
Yes, that was my initial thought. But
Wait, so when did this?
so you're high
fancy
class
one-
now.
Yeah.
Hey, stepping up.
What NIL deal did you get? That's the question.
Yeah. When did that come on the
Oh
scene?
man,
That was just from saving stipends at Colorado.
Seriously?
Smart. You saved up for it.
Not all of it. Parents helped me out a little bit.
Did
but,
oh, that was nice.
Are you a car guy?
I mean, not too much. I can't like go in and
Well, I mean,
fix
like,
a whole
you
bunch of
know
stuff.
cars.
Yeah, a little bit.
Interesting. What made you want to get that? I've never heard of a car like that.
I just thought it was sick. That's,
Which one is it? Because there's like a bunch of them.
it's I don't even know how to like Gulia or something.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry, it's loading. Give me a moment. Oh, you know what this looks like? It's like a spy car.
I thought
Oh.
the front was sick.
That was
Yeah.
really
Like,
cool.
What color
Dang.
is it?
Like dark blue.
Dark blue. Did you buy it in Colorado?
Yeah, I did buy it in Colorado. I think I shipped it from I forget what state it was, but I shipped it from somewhere to
Oh my
Colorado.
gosh, that is
Dang.
so fancy.
Yeah, that's really cool.
yeah, that's a little different than a Ford Ranger.
I'm glad on two things. I'm glad that I was right, first of all.
No, yeah, you're definitely right.
I'm also glad that I'm now proven wrong at the same time.
Well,
Yeah,
also,
That's pretty cool.
coming from California, Deacon Hill.
Yeah.
Did you ever? You wouldn't have been here when he was
Nah,
here.
I've never met him.
His car
I
was
forget, what did he drive?
crazy. I have no idea, but
Ah.
nobody like knew how he fit into it because it was just this really small.
That's
Like,
kind
what-
of a crazy thing to say.
It's because the car. No, the car was. He was a big guy.
He did say this on the podcast last year. Go check it out.
He did, and he's like,
did.
he's a tall, big guy. Like,
Yeah.
he's just a big dude. He's a football player. We can say these things. Anyway, and this car, we were like, is that really your car? And he's like, yeah. He's just like the total like beach, like.
Yeah.
I guess he was water polo.
He was
not
water
surfing.
polo. That was his
Water-
thing.
That's another big sport in California
Did
that
you
nobody
get-
knows out here. No, I mean it's during football season, so you kind of got to pick one or the other.
Gotcha.
But,
Yeah, I guess he did at some point. He did too. His sister was actually in the Olympics for water polo.
really?
Isn't
Oh,
that
I
crazy?
didn't know that. That's super cool.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
random.
Yeah, water polo is kind of how like water polo and lacrosse are like how wrestling is out here.
Oh,
Hmm. Have you been to any wrestling meets?
I haven't yet.
I guess there's only been one, right?
yeah. We just
Sorry, I
saw
didn't
a
mean to cut you
couple.
off.
Yeah, one.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know when that. I'm definitely gonna go to a couple this year with my roommates. They've been talking about it.
You
so
have to. Oh, who's
gonna
your
check it
roommates?
Jaden Montgomery,
Okay.
Alex Eichman, and Reese Osgood.
Okay, nice. Do you guys live in a house?
Yeah, we actually live right by Stella's.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So pretty close to the stadium.
And
pretty
Black
chill.
Card's right there too. Because
Yeah,
Stella's still on
exactly.
Black Card, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it clean? Do you have a clean house?
Oh yeah, I would say we have a clean house.
Just curious. I feel like
Yeah.
quarterbacks have like you're probably like a little bit of type A or not really. Type A or type B?
I don't know what either of those
Define.
mean, but
Type A is like, I like everything in a certain spot. Like I'm always on time.
Orderly.
Type B is like,
I'd
not
say
as
probably a little
much.
bit of both. There's stuff all over, but I know exactly where everything's at, you know? So it's like,
That's
It's like organized chaos.
exactly,
right?
exactly.
Something like that.
It's not too dirty, but
interesting.
I love that you asked if it was clean. Ours wasn't bad.
No, yours was disgusting.
It was not disgusting.
Nope, it was. I lived there for 2 weeks and I cried every day.
every day.
That's not why she cried. She cried
It's
because
true.
her job was bad, but that's irrelevant.
No, the house was on Melrose and it was nasty.
No, it was not Melrose. It was Triangle Place.
Off of
Okay.
Melrose.
So if you're from Stella and you're driving east,
all right.
do you know where I'm at?
Yeah.
Okay, as you're
I got
driving
you.
towards the hospital,
Yeah,
if you turn left to be by Kinnick and in between Kinnick and the hospital,
yeah.
that right before is where I lived.
Oh, okay.
Back there
for sure.
just a little bit.
Yeah.
It was really nice. No, it wasn't. It wasn't good, but it was
No.
a great location.
To get to practice and to games and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. That's about all it was good for.
It did the job.
I haven't been there long enough to mess it up too bad. So,
Oh,
You
fair.
know.
So when did you actually get on campus?
Late June, early July.
So wow.
Wow, this has been quite the year for you.
Half a year.
Yeah, half a year. Oh my
So
goodness.
how long is that? Like 6 months now, or 5, or something like that?
If it was June, it's 6 months. July, we're at 5.
Okay, yeah. So
That's
half a year.
wild.
What kind of hobbies do you have outside of football?
Oh,
Sorry,
well, now
what
that
do
you're
you
here and
do?
you can't surf, what do you do?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm trying to figure that out right now. You know, kind of just
Wait, really?
playing football, going to class, hanging out with
Not
the
a gamer,
teammates.
don't have movies.
Oh, yeah. I play video games a little bit.
Okay.
Rainbow Six Siege. You ever heard of that?
It's like a first-person shooter.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's my game, but I don't
It's
play
like-
it really
it's
too
like-
much.
It's like a more intricate Call of Duty. Is that fair?
Yeah.
For layman's terms.
That makes sense. So do you play like the college football game that everybody plays?
See, I'm not a huge sports games guy.
Mhm.
I just get pissed off about people using like cheese. I'm like, that is not how football works. And then
No,
I
that's
just end
real.
up getting mad and rage quitting. But
Rage quitting.
That's
At least you're
fair.
honest. So surfing is like kind of like your only hobby back at home, or is there anything else you
just
like to
anything
do?
water
Okay.
related. Like we'd go paddleboarding, kayaking, fishing a lot.
Golly,
Mhm.
that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
That does sound amazing.
Just go swimming if like you're bored or something.
So
But
here you're like, I'm trying to figure out what I can do.
yeah, honestly, yeah. If I didn't want to get in water,
Shoot.
just go to the beach, just lay out in the sun. So
Yeah.
just a lot of stuff related to do with the beach and the water. So
That makes sense.
We gotta get a surfing simulator somewhere around here.
oh yeah.
Stratton surfing simulator.
That'd actually be really cool.
It's already
Yeah.
sold.
There you go.
You should.
I'll find you a place.
He's a business major.
You're a businessman.
Yeah.
I do real estate. We'll
There we
make it
go.
work.
There we go.
There you go. So after you're done playing football years from now, you know exactly.
Is there a big population of people that want to surf out here?
There
That's-
could be.
You're the marketing.
Okay.
You're the
Okay.
yeah.
marketing
Figure that
committee.
out.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Good point.
You're the
Yeah,
business
yeah.
guy. I'll just find you the spot.
And then you know what you could do? Then you could take it could be like a kids, like a youth, like training camp,
Mhm.
surfing training camp. And then
Yeah.
you could organize like a big field trip with like their parents bring them. And it's like a big field trip that you go out to San Diego and then you go surfing and they get to like surf on the actual ocean. Doesn't that sound amazing?
That sounds awesome.
I'd sign my kids up.
He's
for
like,
that.
I'm definitely not doing that, but
Yeah.
that sounds great.
Probably a terrible idea. Either way. All right. Is there anything else that you want to add, Jackson? Anything else interesting, exciting going on in your life?
Not right now. No, just bowl prep and
No,
getting ready for the game.
not really
But-
right now. Just all of a sudden playing D1 football and starting. Well, it was so
Pretty
great
good
to
way.
get to know you a little bit
Yeah.
better.
Sweet. Yeah,
I appreciate you guys coming on.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me on.
Yeah, we wish you the best of luck and have fun in Nashville.
Yeah, no, it should be super fun. Definitely.